Howdy, cadre. I may be addicted to Minecraft. That may be part of what's going on. Not a whole lot of people talk about that. I guess video game addiction in general, it's not usually referred to as addiction anyways. I don't think it's causing me problems. I fill free time with it. Yeah, you could say I'm wasting my time, but I don't know. I have this thing I do. Maybe I don't do it anymore. Now that we have 1.18, it sure feels different to me. It's one of the biggest world generation changes there's ever been, in my opinion. I mean, you'd have to go back to adding entire dimensions, or I guess the revamp of the Nether was huge. Proportionally, though, most players don't spend as much time in the Nether. And actually, I think it's interesting that now you can live in the Nether. That might be an interesting thing to try as a series where you get to the Nether as quickly as possible and just stay there. See how survival in the Nether feels. Maybe even abandon the items that you come through with. Just put them in a box before you step through or something. Anyways, this thing I used to do is just use the current date, and I like year, month, day, because then it makes sense with computers and sorting and stuff. Anyways, and I used to do this quite a bit to experience a world generation, and maybe half the time I'd just exit out of the world and delete it if I didn't find much of interest. But man, with 1.18, it seems like every world I create has interesting things. Anyways, let's jump in here. I've been just putzing around with an idea. You probably already read the name of the world, or the name of the series, or whatever. This is my bedroom. Oh, yeah, it amazes me that you can learn new things even after playing. So I don't use iron doors much. You can't open them by hand, but buttons and levers and redstone work well. And the problem I had, this was my bedroom here, before I put this hole in the wall. And it was a single bed before, centered. Anyways, a yellow bed. The problem I have is this village that I found right near my spawn here, is doing really well, and this bed was close enough that I kept finding villagers sleeping in it. So eventually I put a second bed, and then 2 villagers were sleeping there. So finally, with the iron door behind the button, and yeah, the button also opens the neighbor's door. I guess I could move it over here. That's probably a good idea. Just so I don't bother the neighbors so much. Okay, yeah. In and out. It's a pretty short span, but it's enough to get through. So the idea I had is strip mining. I've never really done that. And I thought it would be interesting to just find a place where you would start digging down. Now, traditionally, strip mines are usually fairly large operations with machines, and where the strip comes from is the idea that you just from the surface start stripping surface layers. So there's a whole lot of soil, topsoil, and here there's gravel, and then stone to move as you strip down. But the rewards pay off the further you go down because, for one thing, you can leave the edges kind of stepped like this. And normally these would do wider steps so that machines could drive along them. And maybe the whole thing would be a spiral so that your earth movers, your diggers, your haulers could spiral around the outside, working its way down where the better resources are. Now here, and I kind of had the intent to do that, but I found this promontory here. What is... There's like a second formation up there. I haven't looked at it from the side much, I guess. Yeah, and I threw those vines on there. I have mixed feelings about the vines, but I'm not going to get distracted by the vines. My spawn was out that way someplace, but not very far. Anyways, so I guess this is a strip this way as well. The strip and strip mine comes from stripping layers of the surface, working downwards. So yeah, I haven't made this a big circle how it would normally be, but I liked the idea of digging under this promontory. And this was a natural formation. I built the vertical part to get down there, or to get back up from there when I got down. Anyways, yeah, I think I like the vines. There's a bunch of villagers that just wander around this side of the hill, which I don't understand because all the buildings are over on that side. Anyways, let me show you the place. So I've put some rails up. I've built very little in this world. I'll probably tour all that. I've mainly been digging down in this long corridor, and I put up these safety rails. And I built this bridge. Wanted it to kind of look like a suspended bridge, like maybe it's I don't know, hanging. That's what suspended means. Yeah, the vines are cool. It's gonna add another layer. It's new to the visuals for me because it's just now grown down to the point. I mean, I've been digging recently. It was like half as long last time I noticed it. Anyways, here's the edge of the village. On the far side is a swamp. But it's this gravel hills. What's it called? Windswept gravelly hills. Okay. The windswept means that the surface is already fairly stripped. You've got a lot of exposed gravel piles and stone. And the hills is obviously that this is taller than normal biomes. This is not a amplified world or anything. I just spawned near this. Yeah, those are just sand dunes, I guess, or a sand-covered mountain. It's weird. I guess it doesn't form much naturally. Well, the sand dunes would. It looks like a built castle or something, but that's all natural. Anyways, I planted these trees here as well. And I tend to, like, I planted a few trees and I farm them when I need wood. I need to do that again soon, but oh, there's a biome edge. You can see the color change here. I guess Gravelly Hills is just a duller green. It's a much more vibrant yellow green. I guess that's a plains that we're next to. Anyways, I liked this little valley ravine thing, and I thought, why not dig it deeper? It'll only accentuate the height of that that peak, that promontory, and I thought the vines would add something to that. Again, mixed feelings, not going to get distracted. So what I've ended up doing is, well, the main path. This is kind of, it ended up being kind of a zigzag. I dug the stairs down here, but then, yeah, this cut I'm digging kind of zigged or zagged, depending on your perspective. I guess whether you're starting back there or up here. But I was starting up here, so this, I guess, is the zag. Two zigs over there. Anyways, so yeah, there's that bridge. I like the look of that. It's kind of odd to have the fences on the sides. It's even odder because these are slabs. So it doesn't really attach, it floats, but it makes it look more like a makeshift. Oh yeah, made a path through there. Suspension bridge. This is a shortcut to the village. But I had ended up with these stairs that I just chose to keep as I was digging down, and they just extend themselves as you go, and here it like ran across what I was cutting, so I just built a stair here to connect it. So I have several paths I can take, and then yeah, it comes back to this initial zig, which this is the whoops, yeah, this has gotten more. Oh yeah, I cut into the stairs here. We'll get back through a random door there. Yeah, this is the stair that cuts across the. So I want to keep this kind of as a cut in the surface of the earth, like a zigzag cut. And then below this, I wanted to open it out more. So what I ended up doing, let me see if I, yeah. After I had this, it's straight, it cuts over, straight, cuts back, straight. I realized that's, close to a straight line. So I looked for the center, and that's what I marked here with dirt and torches. Um, the, and from the center, which is right there, it's 10 blocks to this one and another 10 blocks to here. So I marked out a circle. I'll just go down here and take care of this now. You can see from here that's 10 and another 20 back there. The other torch doesn't have a dirt block under it. And then 10, 20 this way. So radius of 20, diameter of 40, kind of marked out. This is the center point. So I took it the other directions, 20 and 20. And then from these end points, I've dug down 4 each way, and I was in the process of so this is a big circle. I used a circle generator for pixels, So I'm just going around and eventually I'm going to mine this entire circle. I think it'll be pretty impressive to have a big space like this that also has a flat roof. So close. And this will be like the center hub of whatever the heck I'm building, which I guess is this feels very Dwarven Fortress to me. Never played Dwarven Fortress, but I consider myself a video game enthusiast. So yeah, stripping this out, I thought I'd leave the stairway there, and there's some torches here that, I'll take those out eventually, but hey, it's a good time to break. So clearing that all out, I will have one big circle that is just underneath this big circle. This big circle centers around here, and I decided to keep like a little room here, so that there's some walls supporting all this nonsense going on above us. This stuff being carved out of stone or even built out of stone is believable. But so on this circle, I've marked it out and cut the outside on this layer. I did this layer first, but here it now drops down to get to the lower level. But I've cut out the corner rooms fully. Well, three of the four, because this is what ended up being my home. This is in kind of the middle of the ravine, but it again zags out here. This is where the center is. But for a while, I've been digging out this ravine, just top down, just stripping it down, except for, well, even that used to be open. Even that used to be open before I built the bridge. But this is why I was digging here, because I'm like, being underneath this promontory is pretty cool. Again, vines, mixed feelings. But, so, this will be like the hub of our, it's going to be kind of a more modern city. But it's still going to join the village. I guess I should show you the village quick, too. But yeah, I was sleeping in a couple places, and then ended up moving down to here. And I just had the one room, but yeah, again, now I've got this little dark run, which I think has enough light to not spawn anything, because I've not found anything in here. But I just keep piling up more goods and farming. I've been doing some trading anyway, so I've got, this is the path I use the most to get to the village. I guess this is a good, I mean, that's the bulk of the village. Now the bell's back there, that's the center. And I've been adding more rooms into the side of the mountain. This is something oh, nobody's sleeping there, huh? Interesting. So yeah, this is a good place to view. So the ravine comes in. So that's all swamp out here, and this is the part of the village that kind of gets closest to the swamp there. Or it's even in the swamp. I mean, this tree is a swamp tree. Anyway, so yeah, I cut this out. Oh, I can get up on the rails pretty easy. So this is fairly safe, though. Yeah, these guys are getting old. Don't think I have to worry about them. There's another stair there. Anyways, I thought it would be interesting to build this, and then as I dig down further, open it up to a much wider strip mine, much bigger circle, so that this is always like a zigzag, almost lightning bolt. You know, when the sun's up, that'll be a bright uh, crack in the ceiling. Anyways, so yeah, this village. Oh, okay. I think their pathing and stuff is better. I haven't heard them falling as much as they used to, so I haven't built rails to protect them. They seem to be pretty good. I guess there's not a huge distance to fall here. Anyways, this is the city. Why don't you go sleep? Okay. I was just complimenting your pathing. Good job, guy. Defend the village. This village seems pretty safe. So we've got the promontory here, which is what kind of first attracted me to this seed. Yeah, I love that it sticks out, and it's just the tallest thing around for a while. We've also got this ridge over here. I guess that's a little bit taller, perhaps, but that one stands alone and is proud. Anyways, village has so this is the kind of village center with the bell. Hey, sunrise, nice. Um, and from the start, we had like a map maker here. I ended up moving the podium. It was down here, I think. There's a fisherman that lives here now too. Actually, I don't think they live here. I just think there are barrels there for some reason. Anyways, yeah, blacksmith. It's really nice when you find a village with a blacksmith because um, it not only has usable furnaces, heck, and a whetstone. Is what that's called? It doesn't say, huh? Um, anyways, turn this into a double bed. There's also a chest in here. Usually has some goodies. And there are a couple farms here. And I've built a whole bunch more. But yeah, discovering this village, again, my spawn was over there, maybe? On the far side of this hill, I think. Or maybe it was even up on this. I don't know, but yeah, maybe it was up there. I should figure out where I haven't been down to get redstone yet or anything deep. I have a little bit of iron, but hey, the rain stopped. Nice. Yeah, I think I started up there and wandered down here. I've been reproducing sheep and chickens in the field. They're kind of a free range thing. It's a little bit scary at night because I haven't torched the place well. But we've got this ridgeline comes down and kind of continues through to this, and we already had a. This is the first building I saw. I think I wandered across this field and came up here, and I'm like, oh, there's a building, just one house. But obviously that opened up to the whole village. So I've there were two farms here, and then I think there were two natural farms. I built these. They don't have the wood border. No, there's just a third farm, I think, up there that I've stolen the wood from, and I've built all this. So it's a strong farming community. I decided to make more farmers and more farms because there's if I want to collect food, like I always have plenty to eat, and then all this stuff is tradable, almost all of it. So I can trade beetroots to gain emeralds from him. I haven't been doing that. Wheat or potatoes. So by getting all these farmers, I have a bunch of options. Hey, where's my favorite guy? Here, this guy's my favorite guy. Nope. Beetroots and carrots. I thought my favorite guy worked this plot. You guys trade? Didn't think they traded. Okay, this guy I've traded a whole bunch of carrots to, apparently. Huh, lost my favorite farmer. I thought he worked that plot. So these workstations, there's 8 different types. These are for the compost bins for the farmers. Am I really talking about villagers now? I don't want to get too deep into it, but the villagers need a bed and a door somewhere. And then if there's one of these workstations available nearby, they will take on that job, and they get clothing, usually a hat, sometimes just special, this guy has no hat, he's bald. I've gotten a bunch of stone pickaxes from him, so now I can get a bell if I save up emeralds. Which I actually might do. There's a butcher, and the Fletcher I've traded with enough that I can now get bows from him and sell him flint. So, yeah, there's some stuff I can collect from the world, and I can really take advantage of all this farmland because I can run through and take all the crops that are finished and drop whatever seeds or tubers or whatever I pick up as I go. It seems stuck. Why do people get stuck? It seems to be on the edge of these. Anyways, and then I've dug little rooms into the side here. This one, I don't have beds on me. I had a couple beds I made. Yeah, this one's... Anyways, by having a bunch of extra beds and doors in the village, then they also need to be well fed. But again, with the farmland, the farmers give food to the other villagers. And then, if they're well fed and there's extra doors and beds, then they can reproduce and expand the village. So, yeah, that's the village, and I should probably light up the ridge better, or this side of the ridge. But really, stuff doesn't wander in much. I put torches around the village. I'd put a line back here. I wanted to make sure that there was a little bit of buffer around the edge, but they tend to stay just on this side. So there's pretty big walls on 2 sides, and of course I've planted all these trees, and part of my method is I'll plant a bunch of them. I'll just run in a line and drop them as I go, and then the ones I'll harvest. Oh, one just grew. The ones I'll harvest are the small ones. Whenever I get a large growth like this, they're a pain to harvest. It takes a lot more time to get the side growth branches that are hidden in leaves, and I really like the look of them. So, but by doing that over time, I end up with these large growth trees, and I can clean out the little ones. And I can leave a mix. It looks more natural with a mix, but I don't know. This looks like a cultivated old forest. A lot of paths in the village. The paths go further than the village does. But this is a fairly large village. I mean, we started with. There's no church, I guess. That's a missing absence. And I think I need more clerics because this guy is not. He's a librarian. Do I not have a cleric? What do the clerics use? Brewing. Is it. Do they use the brewing stand? Am I missing one? I thought I did all 8. I'll have to look into the cleric because I think I'm missing a cleric. It could be that I have a cleric, but he has different trades. Toolsmith. I should get more toolsmiths too. Fletcher. I don't know why I made a second Fletcher. This is the Fletcher Hall. I ended up it started with a Fletcher table in the corner, and there was just way too much space, so I put a bed in here, and eventually a second Fletcher table. I wanted to make sure there was one of each, and I made one of each. There's the loom. Yeah, maybe I need yeah, see, that's labeled stone cutter. Weird. This is the last house, and I had 2 beds here. Nobody seems to sleep this far out. And I don't even come out here much. We've got a river that goes from plains to swamp. I do like, they've really done a good job integrating the terrain, that this river continues through biomes, but when it hits the swamp, it gets lily pads, changes color. Oh yeah, we got vines that have spread to the sides of houses. Oh, I haven't seen this. Oh yeah, I think I have. Yes, I did see this a long time ago, and I came down and planted a few shrooms. It looks like these need more place to grow. Yeah, I did come down here, and I thought it would be a good place to grow mushrooms. And it seems to be, but I forgot it was here for a long time. And that's how you grow mushrooms. This is cool because I can use these. Anyway, so yeah, underused leg of the village, but again, with the town center being here and the blacksmith right there, and I was living in the blacksmith for a while, but then I decided to focus on, or under, I guess under is the better word. Oh, let me show you one of my favorite shortcuts. this is kind of a multi-tiered thing, and if I end up here, whether I'm using the blacksmith or the farms are now one big circuit, I can start up on this hill, work around and down, and then up here, and then hit this last one. And then from here, and yeah, that one on the corner is the first one I saw and the first one I slept in. But from here, I drop down from the roof and then come over here. And I also have made a new shortcut. Where did that go? Is it up here? No, it wasn't this high. There it is. Okay, it's just up the hill part way. I should, yeah, so here's my cut. Ouch. No, we're not even going to deal with you. Not even going to look at you. So, yeah, this is a new shortcut I made that I'm not used to yet. But, ouch. That's why you make rails. So then, I think these corners are going to be rooms. And I may keep this corner because it has... Yeah, I may just move my house. But the goal is to get... Yeah, maybe I should open this. Like, just... Actually, that would make a lot of sense. Just around the outside of this little building I made. Because I made this square centered around the center I chose. And the center I chose... This path is a little bit off-center. You can see the center goes down the edge. But that kind of makes sense for some things. And then, the cut goes way off center here, but that means I can leave this like a solid, more of a solid building, and keep cutting down here. And this will be part of our hub. Anyway, so yeah, I think I'm going to make a second bell. I don't know if it matters. There may be a limit to how many villagers a bell can support, like a village size. But I figured if I put a second bell here, this will be our second village center. We'll have like a binary village. The old silly center. That old silly center. The old city center out here, and the new city center down here. Which this is going to feel very dwarven to me. Most of the work I'm doing is underground, but still respecting the surface for the most part, other than this little zigzag of a cut. And you know what? I haven't spent much time in creative in this world, but I want to see what this looks like, so let's go ahead and splurge. Cheat mode. In fact, let's go back. Yeah, all these sheep. This is nice, though, because if I want to just collect wool, I can run out here with some wheat. Now, what I do is wheat and seeds. I end up with a bunch of wheat and seeds from farming. So then I can run out here, feed the seeds to the chickens so that they reproduce and flourish. It's cool seeing the lit city in that valley on the far side of this ridge line. Anyway, seeds to the chickens, wheat to the sheep, and then I can shear the sheep as I go. And then as I run back through, I can't feed them a second time, but I can usually shear 2/3 of them a second time because they've regrown by that point. Where did I start? I've obviously been through there. Oh, that's lava over there. So yeah, I think I started up here. It may have been... Yeah, in fact, early on I thought I would be building in here because I'm like, oh, I like hills. This is neat. There's a view of ice. Maybe I started... Come on, Oh, yeah. It's funny how I've played so much over there that I've forgotten, like, I remember other worlds better than the start of this world because I wasn't doing much yet. Oh, this was my little starter house. I just dug into the side, so I must have started... Huh. Well, up on this hill somewhere. Maybe I skipped the starter chest here for some reason. I occasionally do that. I don't usually pick them up. It's not like you need it at the start. God, this sand is such a strange... Very thin. Anyways, so yeah, I started out here, but I didn't spend much time. You know, basically there's caves everywhere now. So I explored those a little bit, lived in a hole in the ground. I think this was a place I came out from a tunnel. Anyways, so but then coming this way and seeing that, actually I don't even know if I noticed that right away. I mean, I was intrigued by all this stuff. This is neat. I came in here and explored around here. All this stuff. This oh yeah, I forgot I found this ruined portal. Which this wouldn't be a bad place for a portal. It's just hey cat. You're in a predicament a little bit. There you go. You're free. Jeez. Sorry, God duties. I'm in cheat mode. God duties. All right, so these are the trees I've planted. I ran. Actually, these I spaced evenly, and then I turned and ran up this ridge line. Yeah, that will be an interesting place for a portal. Yeah, I might build just near it. Leave that one. Yeah, so yeah, my experience was more like coming up these hills. Yeah, even from here you can see that portal. And this little waterfall goes all the way down. Anyways, my experience was more that I came this way and saw this. Oh, and I can zip up here quick, but and then I'm like, oh, a little village, and it revealed itself slowly because from here it's like, oh, two buildings. Oh, there's a couple more, and then yeah, I guess it's not huge. It's pretty much an L shape. These extra roads back here weren't used. Gosh, I didn't even know it goes up on the hill. And up here. But cute village, side of a mountain. I like digging in mountains. Dig, dig, dig. And yeah, next to a swamp, which is kind of nice. Let's see, if we were to climb up to here. Yeah, it's just a really cute valley village. Kind of nuzzled into the corner of this ridge line where it bends, and where it cuts down. So this is a kind of a natural crossing point through this mountain line. I guess the mountain line makes me think mountain lion, but I guess it kind of ends here. Kind of got cut by the river, and there's a pretty big lake out there. So yeah, this is a nice seed. And again, it was just that number. Oh, it held it. I guess because it's a straight number, it holds it. I don't know if it's zeros after that. No, there's a binary. No, it's not binary. It's hexadecimal or something. But I guess because it's just numeric. Anyway, so yeah. I did make my way up this hill at one point. God, the road even continues. There's a little blip here and a little blip here. This would be something interesting to do something with. And yeah, I climbed up here and built a little igloo, but I didn't even get a bed up here yet. I was going to have this be my base, but it's just walking up and down itself is kind of annoying, and I haven't built actual stairs. I built a staircase out of snow here. Chilly on the feet, but it is easy enough to get up and down. The world generation is nice. There's a lot. This side is just a pretty natural staircase. Oh, that didn't even hurt. And yeah, this was the first bed I slept in before I even found sheep, I think. Oops. But yeah, the farming's real easy. I can just go through and... Oh, I'm in creative mode, right? But I figured I'd show you guys the world now. I haven't changed much. I added some workstations to grow the village. And I added these extra rooms and these extra bedrooms along here so that they could be reproducing and expanding a bit. But mainly I've just been digging this strip mine. And now that I have a clear plan for this circle, I don't know. I like this type. See, this is almost the ideal of Minecraft to me. If you want to build, a lot of people like I've watched a lot of people play Minecraft, and it's been out for a long enough time that people coming in fresh still have preconceived notions, and it's interesting to see what those are. People know about diamond pickaxes and some of the more famous mobs. They know about the creepers, although they may not know that they explode. Oh, and I built the stairway. This is nice because it's smooth and it gets right down to my house. and it's safe. So, oh yeah, I was getting way sidetracked, but the ideal that people seem to have is that you build the house. Like, they know that's one of the goals in Minecraft. And it's interesting because you can separate types of players. That's a more casual type of player. Really, for survival, I forgot to share the thing. I'm going to make a separate video quick of this separate tip. I just need a tree. I'll make a real short video because, geez, this seems like so easy mode for survival for first night. Anyways, we'll get to that in the next video. I'll make it part of this series? I guess so, because it's in this world. No, it doesn't need to be in this world. I'll make it a standalone. Anyways, wow, we're really getting off track. But, so, okay, goals in Minecraft. The most, like, just from pop culture osmosis, people who haven't played Minecraft know a few things. The mine and the craft. Like, they know about the digging for stuff like diamonds and iron. And they know about the crafting, that you can make stuff. And the most basic thing people know of is build a house to live in. And I don't really have that mindset so much because it's easier to dig a little hole. And I have an even better suggestion that I'll share in the next standalone Minecraft video. Anyways, and it's I'm not complaining about it. It is a good goal. I think building your own house is important for the survival aspect of the game. That it keeps monsters out, and with a bed you can sleep in it at night. Really, with a bed you don't even need a house. If you get to your bed pretty soon, or clear the area out, of monsters, you can still sleep through the morning. But anyways, the standard is understandable. That you're going to build a little house, and maybe you want to spend more time and have a big mansion or castle. Maybe the location is the most important aspect of it. And obviously there's so many different ways to style it. Anyways, so some players, you can tell, have more of a casual, like, open world sandbox style game mindset, because they'll come in and say, first thing, the only thing I know is we need to build a house. I was just watching someone play who has a very hardcore gamer approach to his Let's Plays on YouTube. And so he came into Minecraft knowing that it's a survival game and that there's an end game. The Ender Dragon is kind of an end game they put in for the official release of the game. And I don't feel like it was. I feel like it was kind of an afterthought. Like, they felt the game needed it, but it wasn't the genesis of the game. Like, all this, and then the Nether and the End as other dimensions provide another aspect of this, which is it's a world simulator, and that's really where I'm in love with it. I've never seen a game like, normally video game designers create a world, but there's a lot of specific choices, like what does a tree look like, and then you end up having to copy that tree over and over again. This being very modular, they haven't made the trees, they've made the way the trees generate. And as they've added more tree types, they've added more generation styles of trees. So, like, the acacias grow at strange angles, and the spruces never they always just have a straight trunk up the center. They never have big branches. Anyways, so yeah, Minecraft is my appreciation first and foremost is maybe as a world generator that you can within seconds generate a new world and just log out and generate a world and experience. And all of these have all of this like uh history behind it, not just history but archaeology, like prehistory behind it. Like how is that river made? How did it cut through the mountain? When was that portal built, and why has it been abandoned in that ravine for so long? How long has this village been here? And then of course the deeper secrets as you get to the Nether in the end, etc. So yeah, this one gamer who's a hardcore player, he came in and said, well, the only thing I know you need to do other than survive is kill a dragon, the Ender Dragon. I don't know what that entails, but yeah, etc., etc. So it was interesting to me that he didn't know, some of the basics, a lot of the basics of like how to craft things, um, but or there's a whole bunch of gaps in his knowledge, but he knew of the end game, like the kind of goal of the game, which in my mind is like I said, it was kind of an add-on that they felt a full release game deserved some sort of like win condition. And they could have made it like collect one of each block. Oh, they did do the achievements. How do you get to the achievements? Advancements. Yeah, I've done very few of these. Bred animals. Fed animals. Planted a seed. I haven't even... Oh, upgrade a hoe. Interesting. Husbandry, just done 3. Adventure, I've done more. Just, yeah. And Minecraft. Okay. Anyways, he also, because there's so little guidance in the game, and thank God they added that's the book, because I think this is a huge asset to new players to not need to look up how to make things. It's nice that at the core of the game there's an aspect of crafting making sense, like with the really simple things. um a wall is just a bunch of blocks in a certain shape, and once you know that it's 2x3 sideways, and a loom, you put some string on some blocks, and everything kind of makes sense. The main asset or the main benefit of that is that they do stick in your memory. So rather than looking through books long term to find something, once you know the shape, it makes sense, and you just do the shape in the future. You don't have to go through the book. And that design is great. But the fact that, like, originally you would have to know, like, especially the more advanced stuff, you would have to know to get a tripwire hook and an iron ingot and 2 strings and surround it with sticks. Like, this just doesn't, like, there's no way you would happen to make a crossbow. So for the more advanced stuff, and he's wanting to get to the end game and not knowing what that is. And Minecraft is interesting because it doesn't guide you that much. And he latched onto those two things as guides. Like, oh, he noticed as I get more materials and different types of materials, more stuff opens up here. And that in itself is an advancement. And he was surprised with how quickly he got diamonds and felt like he finished the weapon or the tool advancement. He's like, I'm done with the advancement. But having a diamond pickaxe and knowing what to do with it are two very different levels of knowledge. So yeah, he latched onto this early on and then later found the advancements. And this is maybe a better tool, but it's interesting as well because this does not hold your hand. Some of this is very subtle clues. Enchant an item at an enchanting table. So you can see that's a goal. It's very evocative. Become an enchanter. What's enchanting? How do you enchant? So it hints at the goal, but doesn't hold your hand to get there. What's another example? Probably here. Use a totem of undying to cheat death. Well, first you'd have to find one or know how to make one, but the ingredients, I can't remember the ingredients. It's easier to find them than to make them, I think. Strike a villager with lightning. How would you do that? This first one is going to be tricky. Finding it, get a trident, throw it at something. But then to know how to imbue a trident with lightning, do I know how to do that? Maybe you just need to be holding it in a lightning storm? I think it predates lightning rods, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it involves the lightning rod. Anyways, but the point is, and there's more tabs here that open up once you get to the Nether and the end. So he focused on those as a way to guide him towards this end game that he knew existed, but had no clue how to get to. And I think that's beautiful. I think that's it's genius, and it's something special to Minecraft that most games either hold your hand a lot more. You follow a linear path. You climb a numerical ladder of levels. You advance from easy zones to hard zones. Anyways, the opposite problem, or the opposite type of game that can be a problem, because linear becomes, everybody has the same gameplay experience. Anyways, wow, I'm really rambling, and I was going to do one thing, and I'm going to have to do that in a separate video. Gameplay experience. The problem with the opposite type of game, where it's open world, and there's less guidance, is you can easily get just lost with not knowing what to do. And in a way, that's the core beauty of the game, is that this is a simulator that can be used for building. BOO is somebody I have been watching for a while. He was a builder by trade, like a contract contractor. That's the word I'm looking for. Um, so his series very much focused on trying to build things that look like they could exist in the real world, which is dear to my heart, having a bachelor's in architecture. But that's partly why I'm a big fan of his. But then there's other people I follow that like PewDiePie is interesting because he dives into specific mechanics. Like when he discovered trade with villagers, he imprisoned a whole bunch of villagers in like a giant machine type thing so that he could trade with them. He's a min-maxer that he wanted the best trades. Um, and then like one of the youngest people I know is addicted to Minecraft, and she just plays on an iPad in creative mode. And so there's no risk, there's no survival aspects. It's basically the whole thing is a sandbox. She hits things and sees what happens and places things and just builds stuff. And I think she spent hours and hours, but all of it, pretty much all of it, in creative mode. Because she started when she was 4 or something, or 3, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, one of my youngest friends, niece in name, or in spirituality only. So yeah, am I done? What was my point? Yeah, I think one of the greatest accomplishments is that this is such a multi-function simulator. And there's also people that build mods around this or custom games within the world, whether it's storytelling or multiplayer games. Spleef comes to mind. I'm not going to get into that now. But Spleef is a game that was created in Minecraft, based on the way the mechanics work. And that's kind of interesting. It's like the Quidditch of Minecraft. Interesting. Spleef is the Quidditch of Minecraft. So yeah, I might not do a lot of play in this world with you guys because this is a more diggy world, and watching digging isn't all that fun. Oh, these guys have filled up. Compost bin, that's some nice freebies. I guess I need to start checking those as I walk the route. So yeah, I don't think I'm too interested in expanding the village out on the surface much. That's always kind of been a goal of mine, but I don't know. I've built 1 or 2 houses in villages, near villages, and I'm more interested in this stuff, like trying to modernize. And I did that once before with a couple worlds. One I built a village from scratch, in creative mode, and one I did something similar to this. But now my goal is to dig down more, and I want to turn. The edge of the circle ended up coming right through my bedroom, which is funny. But I want to turn this lower circle. It's going to be a big open space, and it probably will be the new strip mine. And when you look up, you're going to see these cracks in the world like this, or in the ceiling. So it'll let sunlight down to the deepest parts, but just through a zigzag crack in the ceiling. And then the kind of center of that circular room, you know, will be under the center of this square room here. And yeah, in fact, I already started digging down in the center. Once I clear that whole circle out, and it's 160 blocks. I think the pixel circle generator told me that circle's made out of 160 blocks. Maybe that's not the area. That might be the diameter. I don't know. Or I mean the circumference. I don't know. Anyways, but so that big circular room is going to be the center hub, and it's going to be part of the strip mine. So from the edge here, you know, you're going to be able to see the part of this cut through the ceiling. From here, you're going to be able to look down into that lower level somehow. Maybe that's what this will be. Maybe I should open this up to the lower level, so from here, you're looking down to that lower circle. That might be a good idea. Then I can keep some of these walkways and stuff. Okay, I've been all over the place, but that's going to be my central hub. And from there, I'm going to have stairways that go down deep into mines in the four cardinal directions. But this will be my main hub, and I think I want to put another portal here in the hub, closer, or just on an offshoot someplace. Maybe one of these corner rooms would be a good place. That's not a corner. That's where my room is over here. Well, I can't get. Yeah, there's over here. Yeah, one of these corner rooms. But I want to keep some of these walls to look like supports, and then underneath it can be supported on the outside by the solid stone. But so, okay, been all over the place. The different types of players. It's great that this game can support all of them. And just looking, you know, the Let's Play community, Minecraft and Let's Play kind of go hand in hand, because like the late 2005 introduction of YouTube, and I think it's like 2008, 2000, maybe 2009 was the official release of Minecraft. But they kind of became popular together. The Let's Play phenomenon helped drive the popular awareness of Minecraft even before it was an officially released game. It was in beta for a while and was gaining popularity among video gamers just because of... Hey, there's some iron. I don't know why you guys spend so much time up on this hill. Anyways, yeah, so the wide variety... Yogscast was the big one that's credited as driving a lot of that popularity on YouTube of Minecraft Let's Plays. And they kind of, you know, made the Let's Play phenomenon popular with Minecraft. And when it started, they, you know, their first couple episodes, they just didn't know what they were doing and were playing around. But eventually they developed a storytelling style that was often impromptu, like it wouldn't be scripted, but you would have a designer that kind of functioned as a game master that would set something up in a world that was like a storyline of clues to follow, or a plot, character-driven plot. You know, they could act as a character. Anyways, so yeah, and I've been using different worlds, different series to explore different aspects of Minecraft, and I love that. Like, the popular opinion is that it's a game for kids because it looks like Legos or something. looks blocky, like something kids would like. But that's only when you just take a look at one tree or one building or something. It's really the fact that all of these voxels, all these blocks, pixelated blocks, it's the fact that they've made this to be able to handle this size and this number of blocks. Just that the world is a registry of, these things that you can change and pick up, and the whole thing is mutable, adaptable, and it's the generation that over time has become more and more fascinating, and that has excited me about 1.18, because they've finally gotten to a point where they integrated a whole bunch of ideas about the landscape and biomes that they've been kind of fighting with, like how the edges work, and they've just implemented a whole bunch of stuff combined with the changes to water elevation levels, like local water levels, um, and the caves and cliffs update. Just yeah, really revamped the game. Um, and it's exciting. I'll come back with a short. Where should I do that? A short episode. It's got to be near a tree. I'll head over here to the end of the village and do that. Um, Little survival technique for new world, new player. But for that reason, I should make it a standalone, because, in fact, I should. Oh, I got way too much stuff on me. I should empty my stuff. Yeah, I'll put a crafting table here. It might be handy to have one at this end of the village. What? Oh, yeah. I need to simulate a new world experience. I'll just yep. Well, I'm not hitting those marks. So yeah, amazing game. And part of what's amazing, oh, that's the size. Okay, well, I guess I didn't need to really do that anyways for the purposes of demonstration. Yeah, I don't want to eat that. What did I just do? Okay. Yeah, simulator, but can also be a platform for so many different experiences and games and play styles. It's a cool thing, and I've really grown to appreciate it a lot more. Even just with this recent patch that I think a lot of players think is fairly simple. Just some caves, the world's a little bit different, but that changes a lot for me, and it's integrated a lot. And I just feel like generating these random seeds, not random, but generating seeds based on dates like this, I find interesting as just a way to, you know, get in there and see what the world does, but that has a meaning that can be easily shared and repeated. Um, that was the day I made this world, so February 11th of 2022. So yeah, I'm gonna do a survival technique now. This might be a good tree for that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Yeah, that will be a good tree for that. Okay. So I'll come back and do this different video. Did I finish all the? Did I tie all the threads together? Oh, I probably lost a couple loose threads, but maybe it's good. The real competitive guy who's tackling this to beat it. It was interesting because he did. Let me tell you his name. I think it's worth Doc Firebird on YouTube. All one word, Doc Firebird. So like his first 4 or 5 episodes, he played blind. And I kind of shared what he knew already of the game, which was just that, there was some end game that you beat a dragon and what a creeper looks like, and there's mining and crafting. But 4 episodes, he's dove into, the crafting and then the advancement screen to try and figure out what the end game is, and he's still not sure how to get there. But he spent 4 or 5 episodes without ever building a house because he didn't see the necessity of it for survival. He got comfortable with dying and figured out that if he built a tower where he wanted to be near spawn, then he could see it from spawn and get back there quickly. And so he just got friendly with dying, whereas, I tend to avoid it. And since I've just been digging and spending time in this village, I've gotten 34 levels built up that I haven't even dug down to diamonds yet. So very different play style, but I'm not judging, certainly. I am watching him because I find the difference interesting. And anyways, his like 5th or 6th episode is the first time he's doing a live stream and opening it up to advice from chat. Up until then, everything he's discovered from within the game on his own, other than the stuff he knew going into it. Which again was very basic and, the knowledge that an end exists, not how to get there. So, yeah, he's been interesting to watch. But yeah, I'll jump back with another short video of a survival. Hopefully that'll go well. Enter catchphrase here.